This is Dion from Civic Duty, and we're here today for a last-minute shout-out to you. All right? Tomorrow you vote. If you hadn't planned on voting and you're registered to vote, get out and vote. Because if you don't know how important it is, let me tell you how important it is. The city of Wilmington for the last 50 years has been going through it. The last 4 years has been horrible. Now we need to change our administrations. We need to change the people that are legislating our laws or not legislating our laws. A lot's not being done. I'm here first off to mention an individual that's running for mayor. His name is Justin Wright. If Justin Wright wanted to be mayor, then he should have said something a long time ago. No one's heard from Justin Wright in 4 years. And now all of a sudden Justin Wright wants to be mayor? All the problems we've had? Well, I'm going to tell you why Justin Wright wants to be mayor, if you don't know. His number one contributor is Paul McConnell, a friend of the mayor's. Paul McConnell, a developer. He owns the Hercules building. Paul McConnell, the developer that owns the Hercules building, just got a tax write-off from the mayor because the building is empty. This is backing Justin Wright. Justin Wright is not running to hurt Val the Potter. Justin Wright's running will hurt the community, all of us, because he's taking votes from the one person that's running for mayor that's willing to put this city back on its feet. Now we'll get a little deeper. The present administration with Mayor Persicki has their number one ally is Hanifa Shabazz. She has worked constantly with the mayor to gentrify Wilmington. They've torn Wilmington apart. She has misrepresented the community and the funds. In so many ways, I would be here all day to talk about them. Start with Leon. She gave him $162,000, and all he did was come and cause confusion. She's rehired Jim Baker. For 40 years, he was in charge of the city. The man that invented Murder City, Jim Baker. She rehired him on the down low. She's done several things without consulting or asking anyone about permission or even the validity of it. She spent $11,000 on plastic wallets. She said that would stop the police shootings, and it hasn't stopped anything. What we need to understand is not what she says she has done, what she hasn't done. The city of Wilmington doesn't have any drug programs. The city of Wilmington has a problem with shootings. It's the second highest, and the year's not over in the history of the city. Now, why is that? Because there's no help going to the 14 to 24-year-olds that are doing the crimes. There's no jobs. There's no counseling services. There's nothing that goes into our city. Yeah, they give money to the children's programs, but the mayor Persicki and his group are handling over $600 million. Is any of that coming to our community? Over $300 million in our budget, and the federal government probably puts up another $300 or $400 million into that. The city of Wilmington is destitute in our neighborhoods. He's a developer of buildings, not of people. And if we get a little deeper into this election, this very important election, because the ones that we elect today will govern for a while, and we need help. There's no public school systems in Wilmington. All these things. Now I heard the other day they was talking about, well, we're going to make this happen. We're in discussion. They've been in discussions for years. For the last 50 years, the discussions have done nothing but destroy our city. Let's take our city, put it back in responsible hands. Let's build this community. I love Wilmington. I've been here 72 years. I don't want to go anywhere else. I hope to die in my home, which I've been in for over 70 years. But the blight bill and these other things that this mayor has brought upon our community has shortened our community. They took $3.4 million of taxpayers' dollars and he gave it to Puccini Pole and his buddies with no collateral. And when they welched on the deal, now they're tearing the properties down. The city of Wilmington residents, you, me, and those younger than us will be paying this tax bill for 20 years. Listen, don't forget the things that they have done. This election is so very, very important. In every district, it is important. I don't have time to go through all the districts, but I will say this. We have a shout out for Rashima Dixon. You know what I'm saying? Trippy Congo. We have a shout out for him. Sam Guy. You understand me? Don Farrell. If you don't know who Don is, you should listen to the last debates. He's running against Michelle Harley in the 4th district. You will see the difference. She talks, but Don wants to work. He said it won't be a part-time job, it'll be a full-time job. And I believe him. The city of Wilmington is in great need of help, but the help has to come from us, the people. We have to get out and vote. Tomorrow is the day to vote. We have to get out there and do our jobs tomorrow and make sure we vote. Oh yeah, Vash Turner's also running. And what's happening with Vash Turner, you have to realize, I call him checks and balances. Whenever I'm in the city council meetings or I'm listening, Vash Turner always says, we need checks and balances. But who's running against Vash Turner? A guy named Sims, who works for the mayor. If the mayor has control of the treasury, then he has control of the purse strings of the city. At this point, he has been doing all he can to take this purse string, to take our money and give it to Pacini, Poland, and other developers. Vash has always stepped in to stop him, along with Sam Guy, Trippy, and others. Now we have a gentleman running in the 7th district named Chris. I call him Chris Coon Johnson. As my young son said, he's a coon. Here's a young man whose grandfather, he states, was a fireman. The city of Wilmington had voted to let the firemen have their old fire hall for a museum. And then the mayor had a friend that wanted to turn it into a home. Chris Coon, along with Ampy Oliver, Michelle Harley, and the city council president all changed their votes, and Bud Friel and Loretta Walsh to take the fire station from the firemen. Now the mayor's ticket is also they're backing Loretta Walsh. Loretta Walsh has been around a long time, but she's only been in city council meetings 35% of the time, and she's running that large. If she's sick, then she needs to be on disability, but she's not doing her job. How can you do your job as a councilman at large and you're only there 35% of the time? And when she is there, the rules and the regulations or the ordinances that she brings forth, they're all for the police department. And if she's not there, Chris Johnson works in her stead, a young man that makes believe he's a civil rights attorney. I don't know whose civil rights he's been fighting for all these years. It hasn't been people that look like me. You know, this is a very important time. My God, it is really important. It's so important in the fact that we have all kinds of things going on, but the control of the city has to be taken over by the people. The programs have to come back. Don't be ashamed to say programs. We have a president right now that has criminalized people that want change. I just heard today on the news, I have to say it, where the president of the United States said after the Homeland Security chiefs told him the biggest threat in America was white racism, was white militia groups, he said, no, don't focus on them. Focus on the new John Brown, the new abolitionists. Make the people that are helping the black movement, call them the terrorists of today. We're not terrorists. Anybody that wants freedom for us is not a terrorist. Anybody that wants economic development for us is not a terrorist. The people that are stopping it are the terrorists.
Have a nice one.
So you have a good day, everybody out there, and I hope you get there tomorrow and vote. And vote right. All right, thank you.